Farm preferences are part of the initial farm setup. So under the farm's menu preferences, you will get the screen that looks like this. It'll normally be part of the initial setup, and if it is, you will find a blank screen with these prompts. So let's look at what they are. It asks you for what hemisphere you're in, and there are two options, north or south, and it has a bearing on the crop coefficients that we'll use. It prompts you for the weather station type that you'll be using. The ideal would be a ET weather station. That is the kind that has all of the sensors and can calculate a reference ET number. If you're going to use an ET station, you must also select the specific station. So we have a bunch of them already set up here. If the one you would like to use is not on the list, then you would not immediately be able to make use of this function, and you can request us to link that station. You would need to give us some detail of where it is, who's the owner, etc. The alternatives here are a mini station. That is, if you have some of the sensors like temperature, humidity, wind, but no solar, you could punch in those parameters by hand and still get a ET calculation. I propose that if you do not have an ET station, go directly to what we call lat-long. This makes use of public weather data and interpolate it to your lat-long to give you a weather forecast and an ET calculation. When using the lat-long, you must also identify the elevation of the property, which goes on this line here. The next item, automatically adjust water balance each day. We can only do this if you have a weather station that has some kind of automated feed, like the lat-long, like the ET station. Really only ET and lat-long that will provide those possibilities. But to be able to calculate a daily schedule and deficits and so on, you need to keep your water balance calculation up to date. So you really need to have this button on. You need to have the right weather station selected. And it'll prompt you for the unit that you'll be irrigating in. On metric farms, that'll be millimeters, cubic meters, or hours. And in the US, that would be inches, gallons, or hours. Number of irrigations to calculate into the future. One means just tell me the next time it'll be dry and how much I'm to irrigate. Two would mean tell me the next time, and if I do fill up the profile, then how long will it take for the next time? And so you can go on into the future. Primary moisture system does not have an effect here, and everything is being used as block specific, and we'll go to the blocks menu, which is up here, to set that up on block moisture system. And we'll look at that in a different exercise. Adjust water balance to actual probe readings. This only makes sense once you have a probe that has been calibrated. If it is a electronic moisture probe, you would need to calibrate it before turning this function on. Otherwise, your water balance would be meaningless. Landing page is what do you want to see when you sign in, and there are several options, and we'll look at what these mean on a different screen. And then the probe that you're using, or the average type of probe that you're using, we need to know at which depth these sensors are. And because we're being specific to the block, you can have a number of other sensors, or probes rather, with sensors in different places, and that's not a problem. We'll specify those when we go to the block moisture system. And again, that is under here. And again, when you've made any kind of change on any of these screens, be sure to hit the save button.